Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Adrienne in New York City, and it is day 20 of my 30-day 30 Lippie challenge. Hope everyone is doing really well. I am wearing very glammy kind of makeup, and I'm wearing one eyeshadow combo on one eye and another eyeshadow combo on another. Like, who am I? I don't know. I just felt like for this lip swatch, I wanted to present the cooler side of things and the warmer side of things. And I didn't want to like change up too much because I really love this lip product. I think it is actually quite special. Even though I didn't think so initially. I don't have it on my lips right now because I thought I would just swatch all 5 colors. And if M Cosmetics lip luminizers are something you are interested in, stay tuned. Before we just dive into these lip products and before I start swatching them and giving you my thoughts and allowing you to see my the different colors and what they look like, I did just want to quickly touch upon what I'm wearing on my face because it is nearly a full face of drugstore makeup, which I'm pretty impressed about, although there are caveats to it. So on my face is the Flower double-ended stick foundation. I don't even know what this is called. This is called the Instant Blur Stick Plus Multitasking Foundation. So it has the foundation on one side and it has a blurring primer on the other. Now, I didn't think, when I first used this product, I just tried to use the foundation over my like standard primer, which would really be like a really nice moisturizer or anything. It didn't work very well. I could see every pore. It just kind of sat on my skin. Today, I used it with the actual product it comes with. Duh. And I did my whole hydrating, step, and I just put this on top, and it sits so beautifully on the skin. I'm really impressed. It's a nice medium coverage. Really impressed. And I'm wearing the shade Ivory 20. And I think it's a pretty good match for my pale skin right now. On my cheeks, I am using finally a Super Shock Cheek product by ColourPop. I love their Super Shock eyeshadows, but I've never tried their cheeks. And so I got one, Too Cool for School. That's this one. It's sort of like a neutral peachy nude. And it's really pretty. It layers really nicely. So we'll see how it wears, because if it wears anything like the e.l.f. ones, it's out of here. On my eyebrows, trying to use up my e.l.f., this little cheapy duty Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. And then I used today for the first time the NYX Born to Glow Radiant Concealer. And if you've seen my videos, I'm not a big concealer fan. And I'm sorry there's like these shadows. It's like daylight still, so there's shadows coming in. I'm so sorry. But the Radiant Concealer, I have it in Vanilla. It's really beautiful. I'm really kind of floored. Now, on this side, I applied like just enough, and I don't set my concealer, so I applied just enough, and it just diffused everything really nicely. This side, I went a little ham, and I don't know why I did that. It was an accident, because it has one of these type of applicators where it's this little sponge, and I just dabbed it too many times. Yeah, so this side's been creasing a tiny bit, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because I didn't prep my skin the way I would normally. I would normally have done an eye cream and I forgot and whatever. So anyway, first impression, I could see why people are really happy with this. I mean, it sits nicer on my skin than any other concealer that I have, which is not saying much because I only have like 4 concealers, but it's because I hate concealers. So that is just housekeeping. And on my eyes, in all fairness, I'm going to, this one is not drugstore. It is the Rowan 52 Degrees palette. It's this one here. And on this side is a more like neutral kind of combo. And that's the one I'm wearing over here with kind of a pale tangerine powder eyeshadow that I kind of carried into my crease there just to really highlight the look I wanted. And then over here we have these two beautiful, this like gunmetal gray with this purpley shade, and that's what I'm wearing here. And again, I took like a lilac other eyeshadow from a Juvia's Place palette and just sort of in the corner of my eye highlighted that purple. I really like this look. I like both of them. I would totally wear them. I really, really love this one. It's super smoky. These shadows are beautiful. The only reason I am mentioning them in this video is because they are on sale today at Sephora for like $29 minus 20% off. They are a type, I will just tell you very quickly, they are the type of shadow you must use your fingers with. If you don't like that, move on. You have to warm up the product and you have to like really warm it up and kind of be rough with it. It's actually a nice experience when you get used to it, but I think sometimes we're so used to gingerly handling our makeup sometimes, especially maybe our cream products. Like you don't want to like go into a Super Shock shadow or some other shadow because it'll just crumble. These don't crumble. These are hard. And so you can really get in there and just like, dig, 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 dig. And as you're digging, you just keep digging until you really get a good amount of shadow, and it then applies really, really beautifully. And it's sort of that like wet, grungy look. And I love it. I think it's so pretty. It's really, really pretty. Really cool. I don't know that this one particular is on sale, but they have one that is more cool, the 1111, and then the 72 Degrees, which is a warmer palette. And I was eyeing the warmer one, but I can't swing it. And this one has a little bit of both. So I'm happy with what I have, but I did want to make that recommendation because it's sort of like when I saw it on sale, it prompted me to put it on and play with it and have fun. So, but now we're going to dive into, sorry, I like so long-winded. Now we're going to dive into these beauties. So a little back history, and just so you know, I actually just purchased these in a kit from M Cosmetics. It came in this little neoprene black bag. They sold all 5 colors for $90. So that isn't inexpensive, but I thought it was a good value, especially that I already had Venetian Rose and I had used this lip color for 30 days straight. So just some quick background if you're new to my channel. Earlier this year, I think like September timeframe or so, I did a 30-day single shadow challenge. So sort of like this, like what I'm doing here with lip products, but I did it with my single eyeshadows where I used 1 or 2 shadows a day and I changed every day for 30 days just to kind of get through my collection and try to understand my preferences because I had amassed a lot of single eyeshadows and I don't think I was using them the way I was using eyeshadow palettes. In order to make that video like very focused on my eyeshadow, I chose a series of kind of like foundation products. So the rest of my makeup, I wanted it to be real neutral. And I chose the Venetian Rose M Cosmetics Lip Luminizer because I thought it was a very pretty neutral pink. I hadn't really used it. I have a love-hate relationship with M Cosmetics. I want to support them fully because I love their kind of aesthetic, but some of their products have actually been quite a miss for me. The True Glosses, for example, gorgeous shade, gorgeous formula the way it feels on your lips. The smell is terrible. It smells slightly off, like it is almost like there's like a melted chemical in there or a melted plastic. It is not a natural scent, and it bothered me from day one, and I had used them quite a lot when they first came out, and I just couldn't tolerate it after a while. I decluttered all of them. And even though the shades are outstanding, super opaque, glossy colors, I feel like they were really one of the first companies to come out with a product like that. And since then, Bobbi Brown now has, and others, and I just think it's not as special, but still the formulation's great. It's just that scent. So I never went back to try them. I don't know if they corrected that scent. Tell me, someone, anyone, did they? Because it was pretty bad. And I know I wasn't the only one. I feel like Kathleen Lights was like, smelled it, and that girl has a good nose on her. So I don't know. So I was a little worried about these, but I liked the packaging. I liked the idea, and I picked one up. But when I got it, even though I really liked that the component is the color, it's just sort of kind of felt a little cheapy. I don't know how to describe it. And it has this, you click the product up just ever so slightly, because you can't unclick it. And the reason being, these are very, very, very soft formulas. They have a lot of oil in them, a lot of gloss, and you will basically use up everything that you've clicked up in your application, maybe leaving a tiny bit. So I'm going to show you. This is Venetian Rose, the color I'm most familiar with. And I mean, this for me is a Your Lips But Better color for sure. And it's a nice neutral rose. Sorry about the five alarm fire. How dare people interrupt? That's living in New York. I hope they're okay. So here is the lip luminizer in Venetian Rose. It's a beautiful, everyday, neutral rose. It is, I mean, it's just very easy to wear. The formulation it's like a cross between a balm, a gloss, and a lipstick. It's a hybrid formula. It is special. And I think initially when I saw the component and I saw the click, I was like, you know, this reminds me of so many products that are already out there and that people are already coming out with, like other companies. Tarte was just doing a big push for a little click pen that was like a serum. It Cosmetics just came out with one. I actually picked one up. I picked some up from Tarte too, by the way. But you know, when I kind of went back in my mind, I was like, Marc Jacobs did this, and so did Sephora has a great one for $14, which is I think it's called like the Melting Click lip gloss. I mean, it's so similar. What I will say about the M Cosmetics one, the lip luminizers, is that there is a lot more pigmentation in this product than some of the other products. So like I said, I have the Tarte one. I've tried the Marc Jacobs ones. I've tried the Sephora Melt Collection, whatever it's called. And I've even tried the It Cosmetics Serum one. And they just don't have the opacity that this one does. So that's why this one is special. This one is truly a hybrid between the three. It gives a nice glossy, but not obnoxious glossy layer on top. On the lips, it's beautiful. It wears down really nicely. It's just comfortable. It's a super easy product. And I think and this is why I want to love M Cosmetics. A lot of their products are trying to be that easy, effortless, California, you know, I woke up like this, you know, kind of feel to it. And I do feel like they hit the nail on the head with this product. So this is Venetian Rose. I will stop talking. I will start swatching. If you want to see Venetian Rose with lots of different eye looks, check out some of my 30-day, 30 shadow videos, because you will see that yeah, I really did commit to that product for 30 days. And it's still kicking. So, I mean, 30 days of everyday use, you do have to reapply, but it's a pleasant reapplication. It's not an unpleasant one. Oh, it makes me sad to remove these. Oh, God. The next color is another very famous color of theirs. So another thing that M Cosmetic does, very similar to NARS, is that they have developed a shade and they are riding that shade wave. They are coming out with eyeshadows, blushes, cream blushes, all in that shade range. So Venetian Rose is one of those, and this one is probably their most famous one. It is Magic Hour. They built a whole collection on Magic Hour, and this is a peach, like a peach combined with a pink. And still, I'm always very, like I rather click just once and see how it goes before I click again. So you'll see, like, definitely, again, a Your Lips but better color, but more peachy leaning. And these are the type of products that are my daily products, meaning it's why I decided to make the investment and try all the other shades, because this is exactly the formula that lives in my purse, that I have a little tub, a little like glass filled with some of them by my desk, even in my office at work, which I haven't seen since March. But like, these are the easy products for me. This combination of, I'm doing something nice for my lips, I have a little bit of color, sometimes a little bit more color depending on the shade, and I love it. I love the way it makes my lips feel, look. It makes them look very youthful, very dewy. I mean, like, who doesn't love this stuff? I don't know. So this is Magic Hour. I would say that Venetian Rose is a little more opaque. This one has some transparency to it, but still really pretty. And again, it's sort of like, at least with this set, it's like the whole wardrobe. Which, by the way, after that 30-day eye video, I went on their site and I almost purchased a couple more shades a few times, but I didn't want to spend the money, and I was like kind of a little irritated at myself because I wanted, I wanted the whole collection, which is the thing with me. But in this case, I really did want all 5 shades because I like the formula that much. So I was hoping that they were going to do something like this. And when their first holiday sets came out and I didn't see that, I was like a little bummed out. And then out of the blue, I got an email that this was the collection releasing, and I got it in an instant, and I'm happy I did. So this one here is called Angel. And this is a much deeper, but also, this one's a weird color too. So on camera, it's looking a little different than it does in real life. And by the way, I have taken swatches of these on my arm in daylight, and I'm going to include that at the end of this video so you can kind of see the shade variations. This one's a little tough. This one's pink. It's pink, but it has warmth in it. It's pink with warmth. Yeah. Is it my favorite shade? No, I feel like this one's probably like the non-committal shade. The component is super cute. It is a pink component, and it's called Angel. And maybe on someone else, I have pigmented lips, so maybe on someone else it will actually pull a little more pink. My arm obviously is quite pale and white-ish, and so maybe you'll see the shade variation more than on my lips. It's still very, very pretty. I'll totally wear it, and it's just that you know, glossy, has a slight oil, just very, very comfortable. Like you want to smack your lips together because it feels like you're doing something for yourself. I don't know. Are you doing something for yourself? Who will ever know? I have two more shades. I'm gonna end with my favorite one, but Faded Clementine is another one. This one is another one that they have built a huge collection around. It is an orangey shade. It's definitely more orange, sort of toasty brown, brownie leaning, not brown. It's like a burnt orange. That's what Faded Clementine is. Whereas Magic Hour is sort of like how NARS Orgasm is a peach pink hybrid. That is Magic Hour. The Faded Clementine is for people who really like that, the warmth of the orange without the pink. But also like not the starkness of orange. And ooh, I like how that looks with this side. Like look. The eye look, I think it looks pretty. So this one's beautiful. But I like toasty orange colors. I like orange colors. I know it's not for everyone. I really would have loved to have this in my life during fall, but not that it would matter. Not this year, but maybe next year. Fall, summer, it just feels like a really pretty color. I don't want to make this video too long for you guys. Last, but certainly not least, is Mystic. And this is, you're going to see why I chose this. Oh my God. Okay, so if you have seen any of my other videos, you will know what a huge fan I am of berry. But this kind of berry, this sort of jelly, berry, blackberry. This one's beautiful, beautiful. Not streaky at all, super streaky typically. I mean, look how cool it looks with that. I feel like I'm ready for New Year's Eve. Yes, maybe. Even looks pretty with the warmer side. I love this lip color. But this is not news to me. I love this berry shade on me. I love it. It's sort of like my baseline. Berry lives everywhere. Berry, look, I have another berry, the elf berry. I have, where is it? I mean, I have a berry lipstick in this kind of like sheerish sort of formula, comfortable formula everywhere. It's kind of the first lipstick I fell in love with, lip shade I fell in love with. So yeah, this is the M Cosmetics Lip Luminizers. I hope, you know, you do find one to try that you think would suit you. They are really beautiful formulation. I know they do have some really interesting like sets to start off with. So if there's a color and then you see some other things. I will say I've tried their serum drops, their cheek drops. I've tried the blush. And you know, probably I'm just really picky because I have a lot of makeup and I have been able to choose and pick and choose what I really love. So I can't help but compare makeup to other makeup and make like that hard decision of I definitely like this product more. If you're less choosy, ooh, lights went out. This was a sign. But if you are less, I guess if you have less in your collection, you might really like some of their other products, like their blushes. Their serum blush is just a little too oily for me. A little just too greasy for me. What else? their liquid liners are amazing, but I'm terrible at liquid liner. But it was the best of all of them. I will tell you that, like, easiest application. I do want to try their cushion foundation and their eyeshadows. As cute as their little components are, they're just not as they're not as nice as they should be in the pigmentation department. But again, I'm a snob when it comes to eyeshadows. I just have too many really beautiful shadows from independent companies, and I can't tolerate kind of like midline any longer. So maybe you should stop watching me. Oh well. Anyway, hope you all have a beautiful Sunday, and I hope this inspired you to play with your makeup and to potentially give these beautiful guys a shot. Any of them. I think any of them would make you pretty happy. Okay, take care everyone, and we'll talk tomorrow. Bye.